Our quest to find the finest food the United Kingdom has to offer has brought us to Birmingham, the home of the Birmingham Balti. Balti cooking first appeared among Pakistani and Kashmiri communities who predominantly resided in the Moseley region of Birmingham. This later led to the area being referred to as the Balti Triangle. In 1977, Adil's became the pioneers of the Balti. It was the first restaurant to bring Balti cuisine to Britain, and no one could have missed the subsequent popularity of this exciting new style of cooking. No one can argue with how popular Balti has become, as in 2015 the Birmingham Balti received protected name status from the EU, meaning any authentically cooked Balti around the world should be officially referred to as the Birmingham Balti. We sent our presenter Caitlin Hammond to find the passion and ingredients that goes into creating this culture-filled dish.
Here we are at Shabab's, which is famously known for their authentic Balti. Today we're here with Zaf, who will be showing us exactly what goes into this.
This is Shabab's in Ladyport Road, the heart of the Birmingham Balti Triangle. We've been here 35 years. Balti is what we do, Balti is what we specialise in, Balti is what we live for.
Why do you think the Balti is such a popular dish, not only with Pakistani and Kashmiri communities, but Birmingham as a whole?
It's part of our identity. Back in the 60s, when Pakistani and Kashmiri migrants came over to Birmingham, or in the UK, that's how they sort of came across to the Western customers, you know. That was their sort of introduction to say, this is what we are, this is who we are, this is our food. And it sort of crossed the boundaries and crossed the barriers. So I think that's part of our history and part of the Birmingham history as well, the Balti.
So what goes into an authentic Balti?
Typically, in India and Pakistan, they would use ghee as opposed to veg oil. But here, we use veg oil with the Balti. It's lighter, healthier. But in India and Pakistan, they actually say ghee is good for you, but you've got to appreciate that the working day is completely different there. The climate's different, and it'll you'll sweat it out there if you like. But here, you've got to calm the climate, and it's going to do nothing but clog up your arteries and give you a heart attack at 40. So veg oil is probably best to use as a base for the Balti. And then you've got onions, green peppers, tomatoes, garlic, ginger. Nothing secret at all. It's just every chef has its own quantities, his own garam masalas, and there's nothing secret at all. And all our Baltis are done fresh to order. Things like lamb, vegetables, they will be popped beforehand, and then again finished off to order.
Really good.
Well, now that we've seen how a Balti's made at Shabab's, we thought we'd give it a go at home. All whilst talking to Balti expert and creator of baltibirmingham.co.uk, Andy Munro, to find out the history behind this wonderful dish.
Balti was first introduced in 1975 in a Balti Triangle. The restaurants were very basic. They were like Pakistani cafes, if you like, Kashmiri cafes, glass top tables, a sink in the corner of the room, you know, the old coal display cabinet with the till on top. And if you went in there, you'd probably get a very greasy chicken on the bone, like a leg or a wing or something. So then, at that stage, in those 70s, the white population, for want of a better word, would go for a typical jewel in the crown type meal, flock wallpaper, place was licensed, waiters in dicky bows. 90% of those places were and still are Bangladeshi, not Pakistani. So this Pakistani guy who was getting lots of Kashmiris coming into his restaurant thought, I'd like to attract what you might call the jewel in the crown crowd, you know, the Western crowd as well. And how am I going to do that? Western people aren't going to be wanting to wait an hour for their meal. They also prefer meat off the bone as opposed to on the bone. And also, probably mistakenly, he thought Western people like healthy cooking. So as part of those three things he thought would attract Western custom, he decided he wanted to design something which could be fast cooked. So this guy in the Balti Triangle from a restaurant called Adil's went to a guy on the border of Birmingham Birmingham and Smethwick, a Sikh guy who was an engineer, believe it or not, who did mecha work, and he made a Balti bowl. And the Balti bowl is different to a typical wok for three reasons. One, it is a thin carbon steel, not heavy, so it heats up very quickly. Two, it's flat bottomed for stability on the stove, whereas the wok you'll know is round bottomed. And also it's got flat handles that can easily be manoeuvred 5 or 6 at the same time on a commercial stove, whereas the wok has very high handles if you think about a wok. So it's quite different in many ways. And the guy invented this bowl, and it wasn't non-stick, so it soon blackened, like most people consider a Balti bowl to be. And also, because it was the Kashmiri thing, where they have naan breads rather than rice, this guy happened to major on serving naan breads or chapatis with the Balti, which sort of became the Balti custom as it happened. So that was how the guy invented Balti, and the thing caught on like wildfire. And suddenly everybody was going for a Balti. Instead of asking about the weather, people would say, what's your favourite Balti place? And the other thing I'd say about it is very, very much in terms of the 60s and 70s. If you went out for an Indian, it'd either be a group of lads going out wanting to show they can eat the hottest curry going, or it would be a couple going out for a romantic night out. It certainly wasn't a family thing, but Balti became a big family thing because there were no airs and graces, and these places were family run.
Now, we wanted to find out if the British public both knew and loved the Balti as much as Andy, so we asked 100 people what their favourite curry was. Tikka Masala took the crown with almost a quarter of all of the votes, followed by Korma leaving a Balti floundering in 7th place. However, with such a rich history, the Balti will surely live on in the hearts of Brummies all over the world as the true taste of home. We also asked if they knew the difference between a traditional curry and a Balti. Of our 100 participants, only 17 people knew what a Balti was, and of those 17, an astonishing 58% were aged 41 to 60 years old. Finally, we asked if people knew how a Balti was cooked, and 20 people got the answer correct, with 45% of them being aged between 41 and 60 again. However, 30% were aged 21 to 40 years old. In conclusion, the Birmingham Balti may have lost its place as Birmingham's favourite curry, but thanks to the work of Andy Munro, his daughter Laura, and all of the Balti houses here in Birmingham, the Birmingham Balti tradition will live on for many, many years to come.